Inter beat Milan 2-1 in the Derby della Madonnina back on Monday night. Jules, easy to forget because they had such a big lead that they were just 1 point clear of second place back in January. I have a column up on the website about the phenomenal job Inzaghi has done. So I'll let you handle this and tell me, who do you want to praise for their 20th league title? 19th if you're a Juve fan, because they use a different counting system.
And they milked it really well. They had those balls ready with the number 20 on it and the Italian flag. Well done to them. For me, Marcus Thuram as a free signing in the summer was an incredible piece of business, really, and he delivered. He scored again in that game. He scored in both derbies, by the way, and like his dad before him, he's also now an Italian champion. I love the way Çalhanoğlu reinvented himself as a number 6 with the help of Inzaghi. I like Jan Sommer as a signing. Maybe we were a little bit skeptical, but he took over, and he did extremely well. And everybody has forgotten about Onana. I just love the way they play. But you're right. I think a lot of it is down to Inzaghi and all his philosophy and then passing that on to the players.
You know what? He doesn't promote himself. He has an alpha male older brother who achieved much more in football than he did, despite the fact that he was, I think, the much better footballer, better tools anyway. I did a great quote from him. He says, don't mistake my good manners for stupidity, which I just love. Yeah. He does the basic things. He makes players better. He's innovative. Look at his use of substitutions. And Inter are perhaps the most shape-shifting team in Serie A. Or in Europe. In Serie A. And it's just coaching basics. That's all he does.
That Champions League exit against Atletico, that's the one they can regret, I think.
That's a huge regret.
Yeah. And sticking with Inter, their chief executive, Beppe Marotta, says that Inzaghi will get a new contract soon and that 2 new signings are already there.
Yeah, look, it's no-brainer to reward Inzaghi. He's going into his 4th year. The 2 deals that are already done, do you want to know who they are?
Yes, of course.
Drum roll. You already know. Okay, maybe not everybody else. They're getting Piotr Zielinski from Napoli.
Very good.
And Mehdi Taremi from Porto.
Okay, maybe not so good, but still.
But again, they're free agents. People forget. Again. This is all Inter can forget. This is all Inter can achieve. And look,
that's what Marotta does as well, to be fair.
But look, this is what's incredible to me, right? In the last 3 years, Inter have a positive net balance of nearly 170 million in terms of players that they sold versus players that they brought in. In the 2 years under Conte, it was a negative net spend of 160 million. This speaks to the quality of Simone Inzaghi and the job the club has done.
Lazio beat Juventus 2-1 in the Coppa Italia second leg, but Juve still advanced on aggregate thanks to their first leg victory, 2-0 gap. What does this tell you about Max Allegri's future?
Nothing.
Nothing
at all. If he's going to stay, it's because they can't find the money to pay him off to leave. And if he goes, he would have gone anyway. And they can go ahead and maybe they'll even win the Coppa Italia. They were 2-0 down in this game. And then they got the goal, which allowed them to go through on aggregate. Again, another disappointing performance, I thought. And it's the same old questions. And he can go and have fun with his cup if he ends up winning it. But this is not building anything.
Yeah. Injury time goals from Ademola Lookman and Mario Pasalic give Atalanta a 4-1 win over Fiorentina. We're down to 10 men, which means they're through to the Coppa Italia final.
Yeah, and this is pretty remarkable. They're obviously still in the Europa League, and now this as well. This was a really entertaining game. I mean, Fiorentina, as you know, played good football. They kept trying to attack and stuff, even after they went down to 10 men, after Milenkovic was sent off. But really, this is all about Scamacca. A ridiculous performance, sort of Italian Ibra-type performance from him. He gets me excited. Will he let me down? He's excited me before, only to let me down? I don't know.
Bologna win away to Roma 3-1. That was on Monday night. Which means, Gab, that it pretty much seals their place in the Champions League next season, which is an incredible achievement.
It's truly incredible. And again, Bologna, Brest, Girona this season, different situations. Yeah, all these teams could be in the Champions League. Stuttgart. It shows you what good coaching and planning can do. Thiago Motta's done a phenomenal job. They lost Lewis Ferguson, which I think is really going to hurt them for the stretch run. But I think they've pretty much made it. The battle will be for the 5th Champions League place, and there it's going to be tight. And it's going to be tight for our man Daniele De Rossi as well. Roma on 55 points, Atalanta 54, but they have a game in hand. Lazio 52. Roma have a game in hand too, of course, because it's the Udinese game, which will finish in the next couple hours as we
Yeah.
record this on a Thursday morning. So I'm looking forward to this. It's gonna be tight. But well done, Bologna.
Really
It
incredible.
shows you Calafiori again. I know you're a big fan.
Yeah. The Milan defeat in the derby has only fueled speculation on that Stefano Pioli won't be back for Milan next season. Gab, la Gazzetta dello Sport report that there are 3 names currently on Milan's shortlist. Julien Lopetegui, we just mentioned for West Ham as well. Domenico Tedesco, the Belgian head coach, and the Lille boss, Paulo Fonseca.
So my choice would be, guys, you don't need to blow up this project right now. You're actually in a good spot.
Keep him.
I don't understand. It's so weird because there's a campaign, an online campaign that's been going on for 18 months to get Pioli out.
From Milan fans.
Yeah, from Milan. But then Milan fans in the stadium, most of them, my impression is many are with Pioli. And obviously disappointed losing the derby and whatever. But it's like, guys, you're going to finish second this year. You have all these young players. Is he perfect? No. Of these 3, I think Lopetegui's a really good manager, but I do not want to bring more Mendes material in the house. So I would say no to him. Mimo Tedesco, look, other than the fact that he's going to the Euros, and I never like that, going for a guy who's got a national team job, and I'm not sold because he's had ups and he's had downs as well. I know he's very young and so on. I don't know, maybe like the fact that he's Italian, but he's really German and or German but really Italian. His last name means German anyway, which I always find amusing. So for me, the obvious choice of these 3 would be the very handsome Paulo Fonseca. Sure. However, and I've heard this from people, one of the things they're fretting over is like, oh, but it looks really bad if we bring back a guy who has failed in Italy, especially if it's a foreign coach. And I'm like, first of all, he didn't fail.
He didn't fail
at Roma.
Like,
you have to really you look at the circumstances of what happened at Roma. And secondly, what do you care? If he comes in and he's good, I mean, he's done okay at Lille in difficult circumstances,
really
right?
well.
Top
really
4.
More than okay.
I don't think is something you take for granted, especially with Jonathan David misfiring this year, right?
Well, not misfiring, but maybe not in great form at the moment. But Fonseca has done an amazing job. He's improving players. They play so good football. Tactically, he's great. He's got charisma. He speaks well. He would represent your club well.
He's the most handsome out of all of these, right? I mean, Lopetegui does have the rugged looks, but you would go for Fonseca.
Fonseca, then Tedesco, then Lopetegui.